Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Happy Saturday to you. We are talking today about a product most plumbers don't even know about. I know I didn't know about it until I'd been in the trade for a long time. And as you see, I have a very special guest with me today, Mr. Glenn Blavet. Glenn, how are you, sir?
Oh, great, Roger. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you've been here before, you know what it is. We're live. We're going to take Q&A. We're going to answer people's questions. But we're also going to talk today about how you can make more money as a plumber. Now, those of y'all that know me know I talk to plumbers, but if you're an electrician, if you're an HVAC tech, pay special attention because there's opportunities here for you to make more money as a technician, as a business owner, and that's what we're about. When you jump in, put questions in the comments. It may be me, it may be somebody else that answers. I've got an amazing community around me, and it makes it wonderful. It's like having a company with great employees.
I love it.
It's wonderful. I've got fantastic people. So first of all, Glenn, go ahead and, well, here, before we get started, this video is sponsored by Go High Level. We're running the tab across the bottom. If you need a CRM for your company and you want the best, check out gohighlevel.com/Roger Wakefield. And man, once you're in there, I'll end up reaching out to you and figuring out how I can help y'all grow. It's also sponsored by Halo Water Systems. That's why we have Mr. Glenn Blavet in the house. So Glenn, man, what's going on in the water filtration business?
Man, it's just booming. I got to tell you, for grow your business, add on revenue, and if you're a plumbing contractor, HVAC, electrical, across the country, I'm seeing growth and opportunity. Heck, Roger, you only have to sell one Halo option a week to add $300,000 in new add-on revenue.
And that's revenue for your business. But if you're a technician, guys, think about that. You sell one a week and you're making 20% commission. There's an extra 60 grand a year, and that's on your paycheck. What would you do, or how would you like to have an extra 5 grand a month? It adds up really easy, and that's just selling one a week. So let me jump into the comments real quick. Kel L says, happy Saturday. You're going to be in town Sunday, November 10th to Friday, November 15th. Possibly. I don't know. I'd have to look at my calendar. Had to reschedule my trip to Dallas and would love to meet you. Squirt says, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, everybody. And look, I'm wearing red today, not burnt orange. If Tersh is in here, yeah, we lost to Georgia. I hate that. But I normally wear burnt orange on Texas Longhorn game days. There's no Longhorn game today. They are actually on a bye. So I'm back in my normal red. Should make a lot of y'all happy. Jason Smith says, good morning, sir. How are you doing? Good morning to everybody. Adam Goon says, what's up? It's a beautiful day. And I tell you what, I love getting Glenn in here because when I saw Glenn's presentation the first time, I'm just like, man, why aren't we selling more of these? And it literally blew my mind because getting one in and installing it and seeing what it did to the quality of water at my house was amazing. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. Conexado, man, I'm not even. Conaheo, I guess. Luica. Man, I know I messed that up. I am really sorry. Hello, Roger. Big fan of yours. YouTube. I am from Brazil. I used to work with the most amazingly beautiful young bartender in Austin. She was from Brazil, and I could listen to her talk all day long. So thank you very much. Good to have you in here. Alex Thiesmeyer says, good morning, college plumbers. Well, I'm not a college plumber. I didn't go to college. I have built some and worked on some, so that could work right there. David Legatos is going to apply for an apprenticeship here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm 31. Is it too late to get into plumbing? Not at all. No. What's the oldest apprentice you ever had? Because Glenn used to have a plumbing company in San Diego. Got up to 60 trucks. Guys, that is phenomenal.
Wow, Roger. I mean, I had apprentices just out of college, 6, 8 years out of college, in their mid-30s.
Yeah.
Late 30s.
I've seen an apprentice. Yeah. Whenever I was an instructor in the union, we had an apprentice there that was 55 years old, and he was a hustler. So no, 31 is not too late. Matter of fact, it's probably a good age. Yeah. When Squirt wanted to get into the union, he came over right after high school and said, hey, look, Dad, I want a job. I'm like, look, you're going to make mistakes. I want you to go get a job somewhere else. I want you to learn. I want you to grow, but you're going to make mistakes, and I don't want you to do that in the union because I don't want it to hurt you. So he said, you know what? I understand. I said, because he said, when can I come back? I said, you come back when you think you've grown up and you're ready, because this is going to be a career. This is going to be a game changer. And it probably took him about 1.5 years, 2 years. And he calls back and he says, hey, I think I'm ready. I said, okay. And got him a job, and he did phenomenal. And the neat thing about it is, I think at 18, you're at that age where you can still make some silly mistakes. But at 30, 31, you've normally, like, I've got that out of my system now. I'm ready to go. It's pretty cool.
Great age.
Andrew Brown, Skilled Trades Education, says, what's going, Roger? Trades make the world go round. Yes, they do. And guys, if y'all don't know Andrew Brown, Hook Point Marketing, great guy. Check him out. Skilled Trades Education, learning about what we do, why we do it, how we do it. It's good stuff. Yeah, definitely not too late. Adam Goon says, hey, Roger, currently working with a small plumbing company at the age of 21. What do I do if they don't want to give me an apprenticeship? Well, number one, what city and state are you in? Let's start there. But before I talk, because I may have to ask you some questions. Squirt, please check Dad's schedule. Zachary Ramos says, got my MedGas practical November 15th in Austin. Good for you. Looking forward to using it. Do you have any advice? Could you give me in MedGas? Yes. Look, number one, MedGas is about purification. You've got to keep it clean. You've got to purge while you braise. Learn how to braise, and learn how to braise with a purge before you go down, because you're going to have to do that. And literally, luckily, when I took mine, I was in the union, so we had these jigs that we could just slide a piece of copper in where we had put our piece in, run a purge through it, and braise it. So I got tons of practice. It was great. Has an event from the 10th to 13th. We'll have to check flight schedules. Perfect. Thank you, Squirt. Thank you there. The family Plumber, look who's in the house.
Mike.
Absolutely. Mike Jr.'s in the house.
Mikey.
Says Glenn, says Halo Nation. That's
Halo
what it's
Nation.
about. And then Adam Goon says Ontario, Canada, in the city of Mississauga. I've been working there for about 1.5 years. Good for you, man. So Glenn, let's talk about this, because a lot of people ask me how they can make more money. And it always blows my mind, because, to be honest, there's a ton of ways to make more money.
Absolutely.
But an easy way is, you're already in a house where the customers invited you in. And not only have they invited you in, they've invited you in because you're the trained professional. They've called your company to come in and do some things. What do plumbers need to do?
Well, when you show up, you're gonna make a friend, number one. But number two is the table's already set for water. People are spending $150 a month on bottled water that have microplastic bits. Can you believe it, Roger? And they're spending $1,600 a year. You guys are walking through the door on a service call, and it's 9 out of 10 times it's the water that broke it. And here it is. You ready for this? People want it. They just don't know you have it. And if you bring it up on every day, every call, and use the water test kits and the training and the online certification Halo provides you, you close. What if you close one a day? It's 1.5 million. If you want to drive revenue,
Man,
on a service call today, tankless, and Halo go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's just crazy. It's just
you've got
to
to treat the water.
You got to treat the water.
You really do, and we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But Kelly, look, let's take this conversation offline through email or something like that, and that way everybody doesn't know what my schedule is. TY says, hello, guys. You inspire me a lot. Tony from Kenya, Kenya EA, Eastern Africa. I'm just about to start my immigration plans to the U.S., and I want to be a plumber when I get there. Look, I love that. I don't know if you're already doing plumbing over there, Tony, what you're doing. But here's what I would tell you is Start reaching out, figure out what city you want to move to in the United States. Start doing research, find out what the good plumbing companies are, and start reaching out to them and let them know. That way you're not coming over here then looking for a job. You're coming over here and you've already got a job lined up. And I think that can be really, really good for you. Newman's Concessions is in Central Ohio. AMT 7816, beautiful member right there, says, good morning, Roger. Have you ever used sweated soft K tubing for water supply repair on residential and light commercial? Absolutely. I don't know if it was type K. I think we normally use type L. But, yeah, water repairs, you've got to use something. I'll tell you what, though, we did something neat the other day. Yeah, y'all need to watch my channel because we've got a video coming up. And I'm going to ask this real quick just because I'm in here and I can. Do most of y'all know about glued copper pipe and fittings? So there's a product out, and I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but you need to go look at my videos because it's either out or coming up.
Wow.
Glenn, there's a product that is literally how to glue pipe and fitting together.
47 years in the trade, never seen it.
We tested it, and it held over 7,000 PSI.
Oh, my gosh. I got to find this. I'm going to watch this
Guys,
one.
this is going to be magic. I'm just telling you. So,
wow.
And I thought about that because it talks about sweating under a house repair for a water supply line repair. And I'm thinking, man, when homeowners find out about this glue, it's going to be crazy. Okay, Colton, can I get an adjustment on the slider camera, please? We all look blurry. Yeah, if y'all don't know anything about the Wakefield app, go check it out. There's a link to it right there. You can go to www.wakefield.app, or you can go to wherever you get your apps and see how that works. Look for the Wakefield app. If you're another easy thing to do, if you're on Apple, text the word Wakefield to 26786. If you're on Android, text the word outhouse to 26786. Okay. Well, that's what the people name my compound. So that's what we do. So Zachary, non-plumbing related. Thank you. Try out Suerte. Oh, yeah. I didn't even see what was asked up there. What did Zachary ask? I must not be able to. Medgas. Have any advice? Give me in regards. Yeah, when you're in Austin, go eat at Suerte. Boy, isn't that the best? See, me and Randy think about food. Eric Engel says, I just installed my Halo 5 2 weeks ago. Love it. Eric, where are you working at? Did you install the Halo because of spots, because of chlorine, hard water, chlorine, chemicals? Man, I just want to know because I've got one at my house and I love it. Let me say this real quick, just before we move on. Guys, remember, this video is sponsored by Go High Level. We've got the scroller across the bottom. Go there and check it out. This video is also sponsored by, guess what, Halo Water Systems. I've got the Halo 5. I love it. I'm fixing to try out the Halo Softener Halo 5 package, which is the combo, you bet.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about Halo that just makes it's a no-brainer for people?
It's set it and forget it most, on the Halo 5s and the H20 Ultimates, and then we have the combination, but it's having the products available nationwide, Roger. I mean, you can get a Halo product within same day, next day. You can't buy a Halo today and enjoy Heavenly Water tonight if you don't have it. And we strive and pride ourselves on getting the tools in the hands of the professionals that are texting us today. That's what we strive for, to make sure that they're trained, then they have the tools available and the equipment and a whole family of equipment. That's the big thing.
So, and let's talk about this because I didn't even know about water filtration until I ended up joining a best practice group. They talked about them, ended up meeting you in a show, talked to you a long time ago. And then when I sold my company, I went into there, told them about it. They brought you in for the in-house training, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But training plumbers, I mean, we're in people's houses every day.
Right.
And water is a problem. It's tearing up their toilets, their faucets, their ice makers, their dishwasher, their washing machine, all the above. And we're not treating that problem. We're going and fixing the toilet. We're going and fixing the tub and shower valve, but we're not fixing the problem.
You're not addressing the problem. And
No.
that's, people want to hear it. They really do. I mean, take time and talk about the cause. And it's the water that broke it. I mean, that's that simple. And if you don't have, the tools, I mean, all you got to do is call the Halo team and we'll load you up.
and let's talk about something, because this is something that you do. The water softener you have, most water softeners have a 5-year warranty.
5-year
right?
nationwide. That's it.
But you saw a combo.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen in the paperwork where you can buy the softener by itself.
Yes.
You saw the combo, and you put the whole house water filter before the softener.
Before the softener, because every softener in America today has a warning. If you have chlorine or bleach in your water, which we all have
You bet.
throughout America, the warranty's void, just like in every toilet tank in America. So Halo's got a 10-year, Halo 5 and our Ultimates have a 10-year warranty. You put that in front of our CK10 Super Softener, and now you have a 10-year warranty on the whole package.
Exactly where I was
Industry
going.
leading. Nobody has a 10-year warranty on a filtration and softening combo.
Jeff
Just
Hubbard
only
says,
Halo.
"Go Glenn," says that's our founder and CEO. Know Jeff Hubbard?
He's my Western Regional Manager.
I know,
Thank you, Jeff.
We talked about you earlier, Jeff. Raleigh Baraston says PEX versus Uponor versus copper. Yes. One of the last big jobs that I did when I had my plumbing company, we did Uponor. I love it. Have no problem with it. I don't mind PEX if the plumber's smart enough to upsize it because of the flow restrictions of the fittings. And I don't think plumbers even think about that until they're done with the job. The homeowner comes in and says, "Hey, by the way, I don't have water flow like I used to have at my shower." And that's where the plumbers mess up. Copper, look, I still love copper. I'm old school. I will always love it. There we go. Glue Copper video, guys, comes out next Thursday. Yeah. I'm telling you, this one will blow your mind. I'll tell you what, since it's just us, and I'm sure nobody will tell anybody here, it blew apart a weld on the gauge before the fittings would blow apart. The fittings, we still hadn't been able to blow them apart.
Wow. That's amazing.
Guys, I'm telling you, this blew my mind. And it only set and cured, Squirt, if you'll put it in there, it only set and cured for about 20, 30 seconds. We may have let it cure a little bit longer than that, but on the package, it's either like 20 seconds or 2 minutes or something like that, and it's cured.
Unheard of.
It blew my mind. Tony says, "Yes, man, I want to move to Washington State, Kent, and start apprenticeship at Roto-Rooter Plumbing Company." Man, you've already got it worked out, Tony. Good for you.
Congratulations.
Dawia says, "Hey, Roger, I'm currently learning plumbing. Can you recommend any book to learn more and more, for examples, pipes, heating, central, or maybe pressure water, learning from both theory and practice?" One of the books that I recommend for people getting ready to take their exam is the UPC study guide. I like it because it's got the answers in the back, and I literally go through and answer every question correct, highlighted. And that way I can read it like a book. I read the question, read the answer, read the question, read the answer. So, yeah, good stuff. Jack Jackson says, "I'd use that glue in certain scenarios." Jack, I'm telling you, I truthfully think this is going to change the game. We can talk about things all we want and say, "Look, I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never do that." When you can glue something together and it holds 7,000 PSI, I'm not really afraid of it. So I think we'll all be doing this one day in the future. Devin Seals says, "Cutting into 20-year-old CPVC is like performing surgery." Well, number one, too, I wouldn't use ratchet cutters on that. I would use a cutter wheel and cut it slowly. It'll still cut. It'll cut good. I've done it before. But if you try to squeeze it with those ratchet CPVC cutters, you can have a problem. Adam says, "I've been working service for them for a little bit and still haven't been registered. So would it be worth it to stay and try to get a position in the union?" Look, there's great things about the union. You can learn a lot of good things. It may not be service, depending on where you're at. And don't remember where you said you were at, Adam. I thought I saw it earlier. Maybe Ontario, Canada. Okay. I'm not sure of the licensing laws in Ontario, but I would go in and ask them. if you're still not sure, contact the AHA, the authority having jurisdiction, and say, hey, I'm working at this company. I need an apprentice license, or I want to make sure I'm doing things right to get to where we're going. Harry says, who has Mr. Wakefield voted for? By the way, love you, your motivation among young people like us. Harry, I'm going to tell you this. Instead of telling you who I voted for, what I'm going to tell you is, look, we all need to get out and vote. Every one of us. Vote for who you think is going to do the best things for what you think need to be done in the country. I'm not going to sit up here and tell everybody where to vote or who to vote for. I know who I voted for. I sure hope they win, and I'll leave it at that until after November the 5th. Have you voted yet?
Have I? Yeah.
Okay. See, me too. So already done.
Get out and get it done.
Squirt was disappointed. He wanted to vote for Proposition 5. So those of y'all in Dallas County that don't know this, Dallas is putting it on the ballot where people can vote. And Squirt, if you want to come in here and jump in, or if you just want to comment, you can on the proposition and whatnot. So Randy believes that people should be able to smoke marijuana in Texas. Okay. I have no problem with it. I don't smoke, but it's not since high school. But, some people are like, hey, it helps some certain people self-medicate. And since he went and voted early, he wasn't able to vote on that proposition. Go ahead, slide on in. You'll have to pick up the mic, and I'm going to turn it down until you get it in position. So, guys, I'm bringing Squirt in. And Glenn is like, wait, is it Squirt? Is it Henry? Is it Randy? Who is this? And it's like,
all
yes.
three.
It's like, yes, it is. So let me take control here. Go. Ooh,
I was gonna say, I'm going to be off camera right now.
I'm going to need you to fix the main camera. Actually, if I go to camera 2, there you go. Squirt, look, lean in a little bit. There you go.
There he is.
No, well, you ain't got to zoom in on him. Just yeah. See,
Perfect.
See. So tell me what's going on with Proposition R for Roger.
Okay,
For Randy.
so in Dallas County, they have Proposition R, which is up for voting on Tuesday. What it is, it's to decriminalize marijuana in Dallas County up to 4 ounces, which
is a lot. Okay,
it's a lot.
I'm telling you what, I have not smoked pot since high school. 4 ounces is a lot, y'all. Why didn't they make it under like half an ounce or a quarter of an ounce or something like that? I mean, you'd be fine with that. It's like, great. I can carry enough with me to celebrate the day.
Well, I'm an old school guy. I'm smart, so I'm a bulk purchaser. So I'm glad that they raised it like that.
Hey, he doesn't live with me. I'm not giving y'all my address. Stay away from
That's it. Hey, I do me. I'm different, but I look at it like it is no worse than alcohol out there. So, same difference.
All right. Perfect. I wanted to give you your opportunity. So everybody in Dallas County, since Squirt could not vote for it yesterday because he early voted, he would love it if y'all would vote yes for Proposition R. And, there. See, I gave you your shout out.
Y'all have a wonderful Saturday and go vote.
Go to work. Go do something.
Go Henry.
And that's it. Go vote. And that's what it's all about. So I love it. Thank you, Squirt. Eric Engel says, CR Plumbing, Argyle, Texas. I live in Fort Worth and the water is horrible. So, Eric, my question to you would be, are you installing whole house water filtration systems? Hey, Colton, I got another problem. Colton, if you hear me, I think my live went off on one of these. It just said there's restrictions or problems if you get a chance. So if back to you, Eric, if you've got water filter or water problems in Fort Worth so bad, is this something you talk about each and every day that you walk into customers' homes? And no, it was not copper lock. Dean, I'm telling you, if you don't watch this video Thursday and comment on it, number one, anybody in here, you need to comment and share this video because I think people need to see this. It blew my mind. But the reason I say that, comment on it, Dean, because I'm going to go through and look at the comments, and I want to see how many people in here commented on my video this coming Thursday. Because this one blew my mind. It blew Randy's mind. And y'all just need to see it because we're going to do more with this. Robert Reyes says, how do we get training on the product? Glenn, contact Halo
Easy.
Water Systems.
Yeah, just call the Halo team, 800-591-0538, and start the journey. It's that simple. We have online, in-person training. We have tools, test kits, flyers. We got everything you need. Even do a branded video to help you with your marketing. Just reach out to the Halo team and start this new revenue stream.
And the cool thing is when he comes in and does training, it's you walk out learning something. You walk out saying, wow, I didn't know that. And
Crazy.
to have the tools that he's got, that whole thing, it makes it so easy. And I was telling him earlier, if I were a plumber today, I would literally have a report sheet printed up where I've already got the customer's name on it. Walk in, as soon as we walk in the house, say, look, can I go set this stuff down here at your kitchen sink and then explain to you about what all I'm going to do today? And you set it down and say, look, well, this is my test kit. We'll get back to that later if I feel there's a need to. Well, guys, if you're there for a running toilet, if you're there for a faulty water heater, I mean, there's so many things, a leaking tub, shower valve, faucet, whatever it is. If you're in that position, you have that opportunity. Set that down. Go through your agenda card, what you're going to do that day. Get back to that when you're done and say, okay, look, your problem is here. And it goes back to water quality. You know you're not supposed to have bleach or chlorine or stuff like that in the water in this product, and yet we do. So that's how you fix it. So as the training is phenomenal, it really will open your eyes up and make you think, why aren't I doing this in every house I'm in?
Absolutely. Paint by numbers, guys. So we have a go-to-market. You can have equipment in your warehouse, and it's going to get dusty if you don't have a great go-to-market and a great program. And it's all there for you at no charge. Test kits Roger was talking about. You guys get free test kits, free books, flyers, on-site training. Start that new revenue stream today. Reach out to the Halo team at 800-591-0538.
Harry says, how much do you think apprenticeship time in plumbing should come to? I truthfully think that it's going to get down to, or I think it should get down to, tradesman, 2,000 hours. Journeyman, 4,000 hours. And the reason I say that, y'all have access to training. You have access to YouTube. I've got videos out there that teach you how to do things that took me years to figure out. And yet you can sit here and watch it on YouTube, learn it. You can jump in the comments. You can ask questions. You can jump into these live streams. Y'all have access to training, plumbing that we didn't have when we were growing up. Okay. So I think that those hours do need to be reflected. They need to lower to say, look, this person, I used to have an apprentice that if we went and changed out a shower valve, tub and shower valve, a cartridge, he'd go back to his house that night and find 5 different ways to do it. And he'd come and say, hey, y'all know we could have done this. You know we could have done this. We know you couldn't have done this. And he wanted to know the best way to do everything. We didn't have access to that. So I think the hours should come down. I think that would help us recruit more people into the trades. And I think also not do the hours just come down and you say every apprentice gets it at 2,000 and 4,000 hours. It's got to be signed off on the RMP. And if they fail, 3 strikes, he doesn't get to sign off again. And their hours go back up to a normal deal. So I'm kind of hardcore about it, but I think, look, we need to make that a possibility. Devin Seals says, I'm finished installing my plumbing wall at the house. Mowing 901 cutoff valve, reverse osmosis is a game changer for coffee taste. And I had to put a cap OEM for my refrigerator for replacement filter. So look, and water filtration, guys, is huge. I love that you called it your plumbing wall. Having whole house water filtration, having softeners, having treatment, whatever it is that your house needs is huge. And you put it in, you learn how good it is. Now when you walk into customers' houses, you're like, hey, look, I believe in this. I believe in this so much. This is what I have at home. And y'all see me make my video. Halo 5 is what I have in my garage. ProPlum says, I'm glad I live in an area where we don't use softeners. You know, some people love them. People that love them tell you the water is silky. People that don't tell you the water's slimy. And it can go either way, but still the water's better for you. And remember, This video is sponsored by Go High Level. I've got the scroller on the bottom. If you don't have a CRM for your company, you don't have an automatic text back, meaning if somebody calls your company and you don't answer the phone, before they can call somebody else, they're getting a text back from you at your number saying, hey, I'm busy and can't talk right now. What can I do for you? Guys, your business will grow right there. It's also sponsored by Halo Water Systems. As you can tell, we have the amazing king of water, Mr. Glenn Blavet, in the house. Not a bad
Thank you.
thing to be.
Not a bad thing to be at all. So, you have your RO installed on your plumb wall, but remember, you're still bathing in city water.
Yeah.
And your skin is the largest organ in your body, and you absorb contaminants through bathing and showering. So when you walk into the house and I drink bottled water, what are you bathing in?
Yeah. What are you soaking in? What are you showering in?
There's
Because
more
you're
than-
getting it all.
Yeah.
But hey, Roger, what do you think of the 2-wire strategy to find water lines, water leaks underground? Find it very old school, but very cool. It's cool. Witching, I've seen plumbers do it for years. I really prefer having the Leak Pro. And I know this video is not sponsored by, but the Leak Pro equipment, it's a game changer. It makes it so it's nice to be able to listen to what's going on underground. And I would never bust a hole in a slab from witching thinking, oh, I think this is where it is. It's not quite scientific enough for me. But I do love the old school stuff. Taraki123 says, have worked as a mechanic for 10 years. Since 18, have zero experience plumbing. Any good residential companies I can apply to in the Mesquite DFW area? Yeah, there's a lot. In the Mesquite area, you got Baker Brothers, one of the biggest companies in the Metroplex. What I would tell you is do your research on them. Is there a good company that has training? Check Baker Brothers, check Milestone and Garland. Call PHCC and find out what signatory contractors they have up here that actually use the training program. So there's so many different things you can do. Adams H2O says, Glenn is the best and the Halo Nation knows it. Change your water, change your life. I've never heard that.
Thank
It's
you,
a great
Adam.
line, man. You ought to think about that.
Thank you.
Get a Halo system today. Guys, look, Halo rocks. It does. To be honest, that is the real plumber's choice, because if plumbers are choosing, that's what they're going to choose. So when you hear all these other people talking about their product and that's what the plumbers choose, no, it's not. It's not worth dealing with them and all their problem. Devin Seals says, I use the 2-wire trick all the time for the finding cleanouts. Good for you. Hadn't talked about this much. If you have not found the Wakefield app, go check it out, guys. Whether it's on an Apple or Android, go to where you get your apps. Check out the Wakefield app. You can get immediate access to Wake Up with Wakefield right there going across the scroller right now in the back. But, man, it's something that's needed for the trades. And we spent over a year and a half, I guess, putting all this together. So, good stuff. ProPlum says, glowing copper is great. I've seen it. But is there a way to remove it? For example, you can unsweat solder joints. ProPlum, the only way I know you're going to remove this is with a saw. You're going to have to cut it out, whether it's tubing cutters or saw or whatever. I do like that about solder, that you can, unsolder something, cut it out, whatever you want to do. I don't think that you're just going to, and I don't know. We didn't try to heat it up. Squirt that may be something we look at. Is there something that we can do to take it off? I don't think there is. But, whenever you do stainless work, you weld it. So just don't ever plan on taking it apart, I hope. Eric Engel says, I learned more about filtration going through my Halo certification than I ever learned from any other form of information. Eric, it is great stuff, I'm telling you.
Wow. Thank you.
Glenn, I need a filter system for a low-use house. Municipal supply keeps getting harder every year. Started at 330 parts per million 10 years ago. Now 650. Would H20 Ultimate work?
If you're looking to lower the TDS, you're going to have to use the Halo Ultra Plus under the kitchen sink. The only way to lower TDS is reverse osmosis. So I have to learn more about your situation. So, call the Halo team at 800-591-0538, and I'm sure we can come up with a solution that'll fit.
Linda Manzella says, "Love you, Glenn."
Wow.
Wow. Probably made her plumbing company a lot of money.
I did.
Christian Vale says, "Roger, how many licensed plumbers do you know that have a felony conviction?" A bunch. Is it hopeless for a convicted felon to turn their life around and start plumbing? Absolutely. If you're in Texas, you can actually reach out to the Texas State Board. Now, it's going to depend on what your felony is. That there's a lot of things that it depends on. But you can reach out to the Texas State Board and say, "Hey, look, here's what I've got." But they've got a SCHF, Supplemental Criminal History Form. If you've ever been in trouble, you can reach out and say, "Look, I got in trouble. Here's what it was. Here's how long ago it was. Here's what I did wrong. But since then, here's what I've done to make amends for that. I'm an active member in my community, in my church." You can even go to the people at the plumbing supply house and say, "Hey, look, I'm up here all the time. You've never heard any complaints. Boom, boom, boom." There's a lot of things that you can do. So, yeah, don't give up, but it also depends on what your felony was for. Dash Marin says, "Potheads appear to be often present and are dangerous on the roof." I tell you what, I'm not going to disagree with you that some of them could be, but I'll just tell you, Squirt is a very high functioning, very capable person, and that's just how he calms himself down. He controls his ADHD that way. Might have been good for me, but I just suffered with the ADHD. Still can't get over Squirt shaving his beard. I vote to bring the beard back. There you go, brother. Randy would love you for that. Eric Engel says, "Yes." Chris Rainwater, what's up, brother? Halo Nation is unstoppable. Glenn is the best visionary in the business. Change your water, change your life.
Thank you, Chris.
We hear that a lot. Change your water, change your life. Couldn't believe what happened testing glucose. I know that. Guys, y'all need to see this video Thursday. It blew my mind. If you're already subscribed, just go into your subscription and hit the ring. And then Thursday, when it comes up, you'll get notified saying, "Hey, Roger just released a video." It is crazy. Eric Engel, not a day goes by we don't talk about filtration. I went to another training last week for another company. I just still feel the Halo is way more superior. You know, I've sat through training for other companies. It's not training. It's sales. That's all it is. When you sit through Glenn's, you understand water quality better than I've ever understood it before.
Thank you, Roger.
Yeah, but I mean, it's legit. It's not just a sales training. You understand the product and how to use it, how to sell it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, well, founded by a contractor for you guys, tech contractors and technicians. We're not, I built this program for you.
How can I get you to read my comment? Does anyone know? Well, Christian, I've read every comment so far, brother. Devin Seal says, "I took the North Carolina plumbing test, missed it by 3 questions, started at 9 a.m., ended up by 3 p.m. Brutal." Wow. I think the Texas exam is from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. It used to be 2 days. Wow. So, Devin, I get it, brother. I would say get your test rescheduled as soon as you are physically allowed. If you test off the UPC or IPC, get that study guide. Do what I do. I've got a video about it. I literally go in the back, get the correct answers, go through and highlight every correct answer in the book, and then for like 3 or 4 weeks, I'll read that thing like a novel. Question, correct answer. Question, correct answer. And that's the only way I do it. Andres Ferdinand says, "What's the price on this product? I like tools to make jobs easier." Which product are you talking about? Are you talking the Halo water system? Are you talking Go High Level? Just give me a little clue here, and I will look over here at the bottom of my live chat, and I'm assuming you're talking about water filtration because I see a chat you've got down here. Is it true that water can be too clean? How much is a water filtration system?
Well,
ballpark.
Installed or wholesale?
Let's say installed.
Installed. They're running anywhere from 6 to 8, and some of the water companies out there are charging 8 to 12. So if you can Google it, what's the price of whole house filtration and
your
condition
area.
in your area, and you'll be blown away how many people there are. So contractors, you're already in the house, like Roger said. People
Make use
want
of
it.
it. Make use of it.
Just don't know you have it. You really got to light it up. You really got to bring it up every day, every call. It'll be life-changing.
Yeah. And Randy says, Christian, right, he usually makes it to all the comments. And so far, I believe we have. Trevor says, got a quick question. What do you think about electric plungers? I hadn't tried the electric ones yet. I'll tell you the one I like. I like the air cannons. I think the freaking air cannons are amazing. Be careful where you stick it and how much pressure you use and things like that.
Wow.
But yeah, be careful. God bless you and all the plumbers of America. Edison, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Right on.
Christian Vale, I happen to know a few felons. They're licensed plumbers, but they are all nonviolent, which is key. Yeah, they call it crimes of moral turpitude. If you've created those, it can be harder to get your license, but it can still be done if you go and improve, complete reformation. Matthew Bloom says Oregon has soft water. Probably don't sell a lot of softeners
No,
up there.
we
then,
do.
you?
Washington, Oregon's a great market for us. So it's the filtration
The
side.
filtration's the big
The
side.
pinhole leaks. The guy said, what copper, what PEX do you prefer? All of them are affected by chloramines, Roger.
I prefer the ones that don't leak.
That's the ones. Filtration. You're missing. Yeah, it's just not hard water. It's what you're bathing in and what you're making your coffee and washing your vegetables off. It's the quality of the water. Go to my site. Go to halowater.com. Click on what's in your water. Put the zip code in. Stand back and be blown away. And I got thousands of units installed across Oregon and
It
Washington.
makes it amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Paul Brenner says if we drop the hours, the testing needs to be better. Task skills do not equate to being a skilled plumber that can identify issues and provide 100% efficiency with very high QA/QC. And Paul, I agree with you, but I also want to point out, look, I've been in the trades 45 years now, 44 years. I still learn things. So just because you make the apprenticeship 4 years long, like it is now in Texas, 2 years for tradesmen, they're still not going to learn everything. But I think that we leave it up to the responsible master plumber after a year or after 2 years, if they're going for their journeyman, where we say, hey, look, this person's ready. I hate to say it, I passed my Texas plumbing exam in about a year and a half. I walked into the office one day, the master plumber slid the paper across and said, hey, you need to go sign this and then go ahead and send it off, schedule your exam. And I'm like, I'm not ready yet. He said, dude, you've been ready. Okay. So back then, all you had to do is have a general or a master sign off. I think it can be done. I didn't turn out to be a worse plumber because I got my license sooner. It put me in a position to make more money where I could stay in the trade and not have to get out and look for something else to make more money.
Right on.
Catherine Barnes says, what do you think about girls in plumbing? I think it's phenomenal.
More.
Yeah. And look, Catherine, if you've gone in and watched some of my videos, I think it's amazing. I know a lot of female plumbers. 3 of the top plumbers in Texas. Lisa Hill, Executive Director of Lisa Hill, Executive Director, Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners. Thank God she's not with TDLR. Top plumber in the nation. Master plumber with every endorsement. Mary Conger, Conger Construction. She does continuing education. Master plumber. Engineer. Master plumber with every Texas endorsement. Former top chief plumbing inspector in the city of Dallas, Diane Villarreal. Master plumber, every endorsement. Women can do great things in this trade. They normally work smarter than men do. And guys, I hate that, but I'm being honest with you. They work smarter, not harder, and that helps them move up and do more. So, Catherine, I think it's phenomenal. Anders says, I use a locator to find a clean out. We use whatever we can to find clean outs. I got an 89.41 on my written exam for tradesmen. Good for you. Waiting for my practical now. They're 3 months out. That's tough. It's getting better. At one point, it was 6 to 8 months. So, good luck. Paul Brenner says perhaps additional licensing categories. Some work is more straightforward installations, but other require experience and knowledge. Paul, I think that there's a lot of different things that we could look at, but I think when you leave it up to the plumbing company owner, the RMP, to say, hey, this person's ready. Hey, they're not ready, whatever it is. And then you put a penalty on them if they say people are ready and they're really not. You take that back away from them. That way we're not clogging up the system. Guys, remember, there's a scroller on the bottom. This video is sponsored by Go High Level. I think this is the best CRM service that I've seen. It has so many things for your plumbing company that most people don't even know about. Having a number set up for text, having a number to set up to automatically text back, tying your social media in to your marketing and advertising. Meaning if you make a post that says, hey, if you're interested in a whole house water filtration system, just put the word filter in here. Now you can set up where anybody who puts in the word filter, you can send them to a link. You can send them an email. You can send them a message, ask them questions. Guys, this is a way to grow your business just by investing in a product that's going to make your life easier. So if you want to check it out, gohighlevel.com/Roger Wakefield. And this video is sponsored by Halo Water Filters. Hey. Guys, this is neat. You can literally learn to grow your business just by bringing more value to your customers. And to me, whole house water filtration system is one of the most important things you can do for your customers. Professor Plum is in the house.
Ooh.
Hey, Roger, just sending love from the UK, and thanks for the tips you gave me on making videos. Guys, I teach people how to make videos all the time, so I love it. Thank you so much. Never Straw Boy says, do you know if wind turbine technicians make good money? No, I think they make great money. Yeah, great money. Damarin says, I like how certain felons, jailed folks are offered a chance to get a job and move forward through the Plumbing Association. Why do the prisons not do this? Man, I've never been in prison. I've never taught in prison, so I literally have no idea, but I think it could be a great thing to teach in jail. Certain states won't let certain people in houses or get licensed with that. So I think that you've got to look at who are we teaching it to and can they get out and do really good? And I think they can. Andres Ferdinand asked here, is it true that water can be too clean?
Then it's acidic. Yes, it can be too clean. Like, if you're drinking normal RO water, it takes everything out. And now it's acidic water. So when you're drinking it, it's going through your body and pulling out all the good minerals faster. That's why we have the Halo RO Plus puts the minerals back in. So when we do the test, when you're testing the pH and you test an existing RO that doesn't have a pH balancer, it's going to be yellow. When you test the Halo RO Plus, it's going to be red. If it's not red, it's dead water. And you're absolutely right. It's too clean.
Means you're getting nothing out of it.
Yes.
All right. There's the app right there. Colin Fox says, I'm an apprentice. Thank you for teaching me a lot. I love that, Colin. And I want to say thank you because when I go to trade shows, I've run into Glenn here lately all across the country.
A lot.
But like being in Birmingham the other day, you walk through the trade show floor and people come up to you and they're like, look, you're the reason I got in the trades, or you're the reason I have my own company now. Literally, I was at Home Depot yesterday and this guy says, look, I watched your videos as I was growing as a plumber and you convinced me I needed to start my own company. And it's like, man, I don't try to convince anybody of that. He said, no, but watching you talking about how you did it and what you did and all this, it's crazy. He said, but now I've got my own company and it's wonderful. So pretty cool stuff. Here you go. If you have any good or bad plumbing related videos, love to see them. Go to our subreddit, Roger Wakefield Posts. Guys, send me pictures of installations, problems, solved, your work, whatever. We love having good stuff like that. Andrea says, I've heard about $40K for a whole home filtration.
Well, if it was a whole house RO, you could spend $40,000. Absolutely. But hang in there. We're working on one that's going to be a lot more affordable. We're just trying to work out the pumps, and so plumbers can work on it. That's the biggest problem with whole house ROs, finding someone to maintain it.
And he said that was in Texas. So, I
That's
just
a
got to
lot.
say, I've never seen that kind of money charged for a whole house water filter here.
Yeah, if it's an RO, it
Man.
can get up there.
Man.
Reverse osmosis. Yes, sir. Whole house.
Andres Ferdinand says, 85 questions on Texas exam. They give you 3 hours. Took me about 30 minutes. I encourage everyone. Yeah, guys, if you study, literally, I took my med gas written so fast because I'd studied every question. I knew every answer. And I mean, I knew it. And when I walked up and turned my paperwork in, I was standing there because they're like, don't just set your paperwork on the counter, wait for somebody to come get it. So I'm standing there and I'm holding my paper, and this guy walks by and he's through the window and he comes back in and he looks and he says, you know that there's more than just that first page. Okay, that's how fast I was. He says, you know there's more than just that first page. I'm like, well, yeah. And he's flipping through it and he sees I've answered every page.
Wow.
He says, oh, you just guessed, didn't you? And I laughed. I said, no, sir, I didn't. Then when we get back in the back, because they call like 10 people's names, bring them back there. And they're like, you know, Frederick raises his hand, says, Frederick, you made a 83. Tony raises his hand. Tony, you made a 71. Congratulations, you did pass. Roger Wakefield, same guy. And he's looking at it, he looks up at me, he says, 98.5 or 97.5, whatever it was. And he looks down, he looks at me, he looks down, he looks at me. He's like, I guess you did know this. I said, absolutely. It's like, why come here if you don't? Denver Shawway says, yesterday I was on a sonic boom lift, 30 feet up, hanging 72-inch strut on ceilings, and was shaking so bad. Would you say it gets better over time? Yeah, you get used to it. You understand that boom lift's not going anywhere as long as you're safe, as long as you're doing things right. That's always a big deal.
Wow.
It's a good thing. Oh, here we go. I want to sell more water softening systems. What system would you recommend? I know that answer. And what are the key things that you talk to people about whenever you're introducing the idea of water filtration into their house? Also, what do you do with the people who swear that it's all a gimmick?
It's all a gimmick. Well, first off, you use that fancy, $300,000 test kit or $1.5 million test, and you show them, because if it's not a well, right, municipal water is going to have more chlorine in it than a swimming pool. We supply you with a swimming pool chlorine pH test kit, but we supply you with other tools and training and online. You can get an online certification, but people already want it. They know it's not a gimmick. They just don't want to buy anything. They're giving you their first no or second no. Or I got 8 cases of bottled water in the garage, but what are you bathing in? And then how many microplastic bits of plastic are in each bottle of water? 2,000.
Yeah, isn't
that
getting
crazy? They all want it. They just don't know you have it. That was just your first no. When you get the 10, they're going to buy. Call us for the training. It's 800-591-0538. We'll hook you up.
And Cody, I promise you,
we got you.
That if you're talking about this in every house you walk in, it may be 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 15 now. By the end of the year, it may be 5 out of 15. It may be 3 out of 15. And this is going to help you grow by giving your customers value. It's going to help your company grow by providing value to their customers and helping their bottom line grow. So to me, this is one thing every plumber in the world should start looking at this, learning at this, study at this.
Absolutely.
Because this is a game changer for homeowners. Squirt says, talking to Mike Jr., says, no shave November has started. So,
oh, no.
Randy may be growing a beard back.
Uh-oh.
Scott English says, Glenn, hey, Roger.
Hey,
Scott, how are you? Good to see you in here. Damorin says, if regions or communities promoting plumbing to all, parents will consider their career for their sons or daughters. President Trump promoted apprenticeships for all, so hopefully that comes back. You know, and that is the thing. If he gets voted in, he is talking about the trades. So maybe that does help the trades. What I love about Texas has implemented it through the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, TEA, the Texas Education Association, and TWC, the Texas Workforce Commission. They've actually put plumbing in high schools, meaning if you're a high school in Texas, you can reach out to those organizations and find out, how do we teach plumbing here? And a student can come in, go through their normal freshman year, then their sophomore, junior, and senior year, they take plumbing. The day they graduate and have passed that class, they're eligible to go take their tradesman exam. In Texas, that's about a $52,000 a year job starting out the day you get out of high school. Wow. Did you make $52,000 the day you got out of high school?
No, sir.
Yeah, me either. Me either. Matter
That
of
was
fact,
back in the 70s.
matter of fact, I made about $8,000 my
Yes.
first year in the trades. November is every day for Roger. It's I don't shave off the stash, Denver. That is for sure. Scott English says, Glenn, tell your story. What story is he talking about here? If Glenn tells
Halo
a story, if
it could
Glenn
be-
tells a story, it can last till the end of the show.
we got something else coming out. But yeah, my story. Thank you, Scott. Love you, brother.
Go ahead.
Tell my story.
Tell them how you started. Just let's get it down to a minute.
All right, we're down 1 minute. So Glenn Blue, founder and CEO of Halo Water. I started in the plumbing industry. I've been 47 years into it now. I started Halo. I had 60 trucks, so apprentice, master plumber. I had 60 trucks on the road. I was in the backyard, I was in the swimming pool, saw a commercial for whole house filtration. We're entrepreneurs. I got a bug, so I hired an engineering firm, Halo Water. The Halo 5 is my flagship for 20 years.
Huge.
And I've been spreading the word and spreading the knowledge across the United States for 2 decades now. Water is a great add-on revenue for you guys. And our programs are unstoppable. And more importantly, we got your back. Don't be afraid. If you make a mistake, we'll fix it for you. We'll help you fix it, and we'll move on. So thank you, Scott.
Appreciate it, Scott.
you, brother.
Andres Ferden says, I like to explain to customers that the softener is like a magnet and attracts lime and calcium only. And it doesn't really attract it, though. It suspends it in the water. Yes?
Yes.
The softener.
Oh, the softener. No, the softener is ion exchange. Shit, I missed that whole.
Okay.
I was still thinking of Scott. So a soft? Is that what he asked?
Yeah. I like to explain. Okay, and I had to read that again. I have to explain that to customers, that the softener is like a magnet and attracts lime and calcium only.
Well, it's called, it's ion exchange, right? So the resin beads the calcium magnesium ions attract and stick to the resin tank. The calcium magnesium ions are attracted to the resin media, and they grab a hold and stick until you can't capture anymore. And then it goes into the ion exchange where the water goes through the salt brine tank, picks up the sodium ions, and rinses over the resin tank, and the calcium magnesium ions let go of the resin beads, grab a hold of the sodium ions because they love it more, and they go down the drain. So it's ion exchange is really how you would explain that to a customer. So
Yeah,
you're removing it.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
If you go that deep with a customer,
Yes.
right now, I'm like, you've already lost me, and I understand
I lost
water.
myself.
I'm like, if you explain that to a customer, you never make a sale.
Yeah.
Because you've gone so far above their head, they're going to be like, wait, I don't even know what you were talking about. What you do is tell them, look, it works great.
It works great.
Yeah,
I like
literally, it takes the hard water, or it takes your hard water where it's not hard anymore. It's not going to damage your fixtures, your O-rings, your washers. It's not going to leave that white powdery film behind. That's all you tell them. And they say, well, how's it work? It works amazing. If you'll answer it that way, they're not going to ask you anything else. That's all they need to hear. That you understand how it works. It works amazing.
Ion exchange.
If you go into that depth with it, a confused customer never buys, and you just confuse the heck out of them because they don't know what you said. I'm just telling you, that's the way I would do it. Because if you do it that way, I'm not buying. You've got me where I don't even understand what you said. So yeah, think about what you're saying, how you're saying it, but also know your customer. If it's an engineer, they might want to hear all that. Then they're gonna be like, yeah, I knew that. I just want to know if you did. Perfect. Recak says, Handlebar King, hope you're doing well today. I'm doing all right, brother. El Witt says, didn't Texas almost take away the licensing process for plumbers a year or two ago? Man, it's been about probably 3 or 4 years now. But yeah, they did. They had this crazy freaking politician out in East Texas that wanted plumbers' licenses moved under TDLR. He was not going to allow any substitute for that. He got outvoted because, thank God, plumbers talked to their representatives and said, hey, that is not what we want. That is not what we need. That's not what's best for the citizens of the state of Texas. We hosted a rally. There's videos of it over on my YouTube channel where I went down to the state capitol and spoke. We had plumbers there, had 7,500 plumbers in Texas show up. It was amazing. But no, the license in Texas did not go away. Denver Shaw Boy says, I love being a plumber. I do feel like I'm slow at working at heights, though sadly. Denver, here's the deal. Sooner or later, you're going to understand, once you climb up and down that ladder 100 times and it doesn't fall or you don't fall off, you get to where you're not afraid of it anymore. You conquer your fears. Lifts are the same way. Just be careful, understand, know what to look for. Are you strapped in? Do everything right, and you're going to be good. Andres Ferdin says the resin. Okay, the resin is what he's talking about, attracting like a magnet. Okay. So
Good job.
and guys, remember that this video is sponsored by Go High Level. If you want to learn how to have the best CRM for your residential service company or any business you're in, to be honest, if you're not texting, if you're not emailing, if you're not messaging your people and you don't have an app to where you can communicate with people just really easy, trust me, check into Go High Level, www.gohighlevel.com/Roger Wakefield. And this is sponsored by Halo Water Systems.
Hey.
And lucky enough to have the king of water in here, Mr. Glenn Blavet. And Halo Water Systems is, to me, it is the best water filtration system out there. I've tried the others. They are not the true plumber's choice. You want to get a really good system, check out Halo 5. Where at?
We're at your local supply house. We're in every city, every state across the America today, Roger.
Or halowater.com.
Oh, that would work too.
See, that works too.
halowater.com.
That works too. You know, and let's talk about this because a lot of young plumbers, and you even said, when you first opened your company, it was you in a truck.
Yes, me in a truck.
Okay, it was me in a truck. That's how we start out. We don't start out with a long list of customers. Our phone is not ringing the first day that we open up and say, okay, we're up for business. It's not like ring, ring, hey, just waiting for you to open. It doesn't work that way. And what I did is I started going out and talking to real estate agents about this. Do y'all recommend a sewer water test on every house you sell? And if not, why not? And literally, that's a big deal.
Huge.
Here in Texas, it's amazing. But then when I'd get in the houses, I'd start talking to them about the water quality and things like this. What can that do? You've got a young plumber. Maybe he's only going on 5 calls a week right now.
Yes. Not very many.
This is a great way to grow his revenue and let him become proficient at something that a lot of companies around aren't doing. What percentage of plumbing companies do you think offer and install whole house water filtration systems like they should?
Oh, man, like 5-10% probably. There's a lot of room for growth.
Isn't there, though?
There's a ton of room for growth. I mean, my phone rings all day long. People want training. They want on-site training. They want to drive new revenue. And you said 5 calls. It's been, I don't know, you guys, it's been a little slow in our industry for the last couple of months, and everybody's looking for new revenue stream, and this is one of them. This add-on is great.
Oh, okay, now you say it's been slow the last few months.
Yes, it has.
But you just had pretty much a good record month, didn't you?
Well, I hate to say it, but I do. When it gets slow, Halo does better because people are looking for new revenue streams. So it's real. You can measure it, right? If you put together a budget, you call us up for training, you get certified and get our tools in your hands. We talk about setting a budget. If you can't measure it, Roger, it doesn't exist.
Yep.
So it's just the small stuff, the small tweaks that take you from $300,000 a year in water filtration to 1.5 million or 2 million. It's insane, and it's reoccurring every 10 years. It comes back. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. If you sell 1,000 of them this year,
10 years from now,
guess what? 10 years from now, you should sell another 1,000.
absolutely.
Because if you have Go High Level in place, you've got it set where, boom, at 9 years, it starts messaging them saying, hey guys, just to let you know, your water filtration system is about to die. It's been in, it's lived its life. It's done great for you. We know that because we've never heard anything bad from you. So we're assuming you're happy, but your water quality is going to start changing if you don't do something about it. We want to let you know now, just so over the course of the year, you've got time to start saving money up and get ready for it. And maybe even send one of those at 8 years, at 7.5, and just say, hey, gonna just give you a heads up. 3 years from now, you're going to need to replace this system. In 36 months, if you can put up $100 a month, $150 a month, $200 a month, the change out should be a lot less expensive because you're not having to repipe everything in the world. So
Absolutely.
it could be a really great opportunity for you.
And it's decade after decade. I've on my second decade, Roger. My replacement calls are just through the roof.
And that is amazing right there. Source 911 says, hit for the algorithm, no worthwhile comment from me. Hit for the algorithm. Okay, so you're just giving me a hit. Thank you very much. Patrick Conley says, glad to catch the live stream. Got into plumbing almost 2 years ago, and I never knew a job could feel so rewarding. Yes. Found your channel a few months ago and have learned a lot of great stuff. Thank you. Patrick, look, we didn't have stuff like this. And I'm just going to ask you, because I'm assuming you're still in here because this comment's not very old. Where do you learn plumbing? Where do you really learn plumbing? Where do you learn about new products? Where do you learn about new materials, new equipment, new technology, anything like that? And I'm asking you just because I love the way you worded your comment, but I just wanted to ask you that. So if you're still in here, please put it in. I'll look over here at the live stream to see, and we'll just keep going. Denver Shawboy says, Trump 2024, let's go. See you all on the bright side. Andres Fredden says, comparison to Charger and New Gen. I guess those are water filtration systems.
There's really comparison. There's really no comparison when it comes to product and customer service. I'm sorry, and go to market. They don't have that. They don't have the tools for you to be successful. So if you want a successful go to market, it's Halo. Call the Halo team. 800-591-0538.
All right. Andres says, my company does free hydrostatic test. What do you think of it? Kind of a gamble. Number one, if you're talking a true hydrostatic test where you increase pressure, I don't like that at all. What I did for a hydrostatic test literally was, this was part of my sewer water test that I recommended for every real estate agent to recommend for the buyers that they have. Meaning, if they're coming to buy my house, they should say, oh, by the way, we've put down our escrow money. We're good to go. We want to do a sewer water test. Meaning, all we're doing is putting a test ball between the two-way cleanouts, filling up the sewer side of the house with water where it's holding water, which is exactly what it's designed to do. I love when these real estate attorneys tell me, well, you can't do that. You're going to blow the system apart. It's like, you need to stick with law. I'll stick to plumbing. And then for the hydrostatic on the water, literally put the gauge on, open the valve, see what pressure is, shut the meter off, and then wait and see if it drops. I see no gamble in that, none at all. And if I'm representing buyers, I want that done on every house that they buy. Water Malone says, hey, Roger, got a question. Is it better to join a non-union plumbing company to get my foot in the door and switch to union after I get my hours? Man, it's different for everybody. It's different depending on where they're located. And the reason I say that is some unions, if you don't go through their training program, they're never going to let you in. They want you to go through their training program. So, Colton, I lost one of my lives again real quick. It's up to you. You've got to figure out where you want to be. If you want to grow up in a union and be a great commercial plumber, I would go down every other day and talk to them and say, hey, just check and see if you have any openings today. I want to join. I want to get in. And just come down and say hi, get to know people, and see what you can do. If you can, great. If you can't, maybe not. Grouchy Pimp says, why isn't there 49 likes? This plumber is giving away free game. Shout out to everybody on the call. You know what's funny? And I never come over here and look at the likes. And the bad thing about me, Grouchy Pimp, I don't ask for them. But, I mean, yeah, everybody in here right now, just reach down, hit the like button. It's not going to hurt you. It lets YouTube know, hey, you know what? He's doing something pretty good. If you feel like you need to give us a thumbs down, just hit that button twice. That way it goes away. Got to know how to play the system. All right, so let me slide back over here. Thank you, Grouchy Pimp. I do appreciate that. Denver says, Watermelon, you've asked this before. Union is normally the way to go starting out. You get amazing benefits, good pension, and better pay and training. Well, Denver, think about what you just said. If somebody gets in there, they get better pay, they get good benefits, they get great pay, well, they're never leaving.
Right.
The only reason that I got out of the union was to go start my own business. So always look at that and think about it. This goes back to some of my beginning questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? I teach people when they first get in the trades, where do you want to be in 5 years or 10 years? The reason being, if you're like, well, I want to sell my company, then build a company that looks good on paper. Learn to get your P&Ls right. Learn your balance sheet. Learn your numbers. Know your numbers better than any other plumbing company in town. If you can do that, it's going to be a lot easier to sell. If you're like, look, I want to grow up and run big commercial jobs. Well, chances are you're not going to start your own business and do that. Go to the union. Become an amazing superintendent, and you will get that opportunity. Either way, look, trying to get in the union is a good thing. I think the union's amazing. I actually reached out to Tom Bigley yesterday, director of plumbing for the United Association. He's like the top plumber in the United States, and talking to him about doing some things. So it was great seeing Tom at a conference. Got to sit and visit with him, talk to him, and just love the heck out of it. Justin Deep Sin says, about 35 years ago, was elevation trade popular or that much known? I assume it was. Also not expected to grow that much in terms of demand and income. About 25 years ago, I found out about the elevators union and thought, man, these guys are rock stars. Literally the way they had their hours set up, you could work about 2,500 hours in the elevator union and you got 2-year service. So, I mean, literally, and that's not a lot of overtime, but it's enough that if you worked overtime, literally you could almost retire from the union in 15 years. Not a bad gig. Ring says, in response to Patrick's reply, had to learn all my plumbing from books and asking a few questions to secret holding plumbers on the way. Yes, nothing easily offered since the 70s. And guys, that's why I talk about, look, social media, y'all have an opportunity to learn like we didn't have. Right. I could go home tonight, study Halo water filtration systems online, and probably go through Glenn's water class and fly through it because it's like, man, I get all this. Y'all have opportunities we didn't have. Use them. If Seth Godin wrote a book called The Dip. And at the beginning of the book, he asked, if you're not trying to be the very best, why not?
There you go.
Boy, I mean, isn't it? It's that easy,
That's
guys.
it.
It is that easy. Dave Haley says, I'm going to school for plumbing. Do you know of any resources I can read outside, also work, that I can learn more? Yeah, the UPC and IPC study guides, I love those. I think they're phenomenal. You can buy the illustrated study guide. And I said, yeah, the study guide. You can buy the illustrated study guide that shows you pictures and lays everything out. Because the information's out there. Get it and use it. Don't just get it. Don't just say, yeah, I've got that book at home. If you've never cracked the cover, it really doesn't count. Rarless says, my building was built in 1979. My water pipes, I don't think have ever been cleaned. Orange rust-filled main water lines in. Are there any cheap options? No.
Repipe.
Yeah. Number one, if you're getting the orange rusty pipes, in 79 it shouldn't have been galvanized. 79 should have been copper, right?
Yeah, that was close, right
Around
there.
in that area. But yeah, it may be time for a repipe. And the water filtering the water coming in is not going to help you. That's probably in your piping.
Yes.
Patrick Conley says, social media and YouTube videos and channels like yours is where I find new products and educate myself on better and proper techniques. Sometimes you find vendors at supply houses with new products. Patrick, thank you. Because, I talk about this all the time. And I do. I talk about this every day about new tools, materials, equipment, and technology. And if we're not learning about it, we're not putting ourselves out on the front line and figuring it out, it's not good. because that means every other plumber around us is getting better than us. Everybody who's watching social media, everybody who's going to trade shows, everybody who's learning about new product, figuring it out. I mean, there are probably people in this video that have already gone over to Halo Water and started looking at stuff and thinking, wow, I didn't even know this was here. So that makes it amazing. And remember, this video is sponsored by Halo. You want to find out more about it, go to halowatersystems.com and check it out. Check out the combo unit, the softener and Halo 5. I'm fixing to install that in my house. I'm not a big water softener guy, but Glenn's like, look, you got to try it. You got to love it because it is what it is. It's your water. This video is also sponsored by High Level. If you want to learn how to grow your business, go to gohighlevel.com/Roger Wakefield. This is the best CRM system I think you're ever going to find. And it literally blew my mind as to what it does, how it works, and how easy it is for us to grow our businesses just by communicating to the current customers that we have. Okay, so I got a few more thumbs up. Not very many, but you know, at least I know somebody out there loves me. Patrick Goad says, we just started selling Halo.
Thank you, Patrick.
So, Patrick, and if you'll put it in, I'll look over here at the live feed. Did y'all go through training? Did y'all bring in somebody to train your company? And how many plumbers do you have at your company? Just curious about that. But congratulations. It's such a game changer. Andres Fredden says, Johnny Curtin has some good plumbing classes in Taylor, Texas. You know, Johnny does, and I love Johnny. Johnny wrote the master exam. So if I were going to take the master exam right now, I'd call Johnny Curtin. I'd be like, look, I want in your class. These classes are mainly for journeyman prep, master prep, stuff like that. If you're just getting in the trade, you probably don't need something like that. But read the code books, read the code study guides, figure it out, and say, okay, I got this. Big deal. Linda Manzella says, want help with marketing? Halo has your back. See, looky there. Reach out to Linda, and this would be good for Patrick up there. Patrick, have you reached out to Linda and said, hey, look, we got Halo in. How do I market this? How do I grow my company? Go ahead.
We got great marketing. Yeah, we do it. We branded videos, books, flyers, test kits, banners. We got it all for you. And our go-to-market is unmatched.
You know, and guys, I teach this whenever I bring people in for slab leaks and leak detection. They're like, man, I want to grow this business. I just don't know what to do. It's like, well, how'd you grow your plumbing company? And they're like, well, mainly word of mouth. It's like, okay, how many customers do you have now? Oh, we got 10,000 customers. Okay. Put together an email. Oh, by the way, we now do slab leaks and leak detection. If you're thinking about buying a house or you're thinking about selling yours, you may want to have it checked out before just so you know if you've got any problems. But then the customers that have called other plumbing companies, if you market it right, you do your SEO right. If they've called other companies, they're like, yeah, we don't do that. That's snake oil type stuff. Okay. They're going to get on Google and find out who does leak detection in their area. You need to be the one that gets found. Nightbot says, Linda, you're mistaken. Have no idea why it says that. Pretty funny though. So let's talk. If we've got a plumber in here that is like, I wish I worked for a company that was selling these. How can they bring it up to their bosses and say, man, look, I know about this water filtration. I think we could do good at this.
Well, you know, go to your supervisor, go to the operations manager and say, you know, I want to have something to protect the investment the customers are making in us today. Because you put in a water heater, you put in a toilet, you don't have water filtration in the home afterwards or before, you're not going to protect their investment. They're making a huge investment in you and your company by allowing you to change the angle stops that are bad and change the toilets and put in the tankless water heater. What are we doing to protect the investment the homeowners made and you and your company today? And we need to bring that up to the operations manager and, you know, bring up Halo to them. Say, hey, they got a great program.
And guys, the training program makes it easy. When Glenn or his team come in and do this training and teach you how to use the marker, I'll tell you a good one. When you've got paper invoices, You take this red marker, this Halo $300,000 Sharpie.
Love it.
And you've talked to them about it. They're like, I'm not interested. You take that red marker, draw a diagonal line all the way across it, and underneath it, put not interested, and then put an X on the line. Say, here, I need you to sign this. And you hand them the red marker. And they're like, why do I need to sign this? Well, because most people that get all this done go ahead and do the filtration system. I just want it documented that you don't. That way, if your water heater fails, your toilets start leaking, your garbage disposal or your dishwasher, your ice maker, I just want to make sure that it's documented that I offered you this and you declined it.
Ooh.
And they're like, it's that big a deal. It's like, oh yeah. And they're like, you know what? Let's talk about this a little bit more. Guys, this is easy to do. It really is.
Now, if you reach out to the Halo team again, we can set you up for on-site training, online, real-time water expert certification, books, flyers, test kits.
And the website with what's in your water.
In your water.
We'll talk about that here in just a second. Dave says, Roger, I've watched a lot of your videos. Always appreciate the advice. Thinking about getting into the trade in mid-40s now. 6'4", 240 pounds. Not as nimble as my 20s. None of us are. Is it too late to start? No, it's not. Everybody's always worried. Look, I'm either too big or I'm too little. You know what? The too little guy, you're going to be great under houses. Glad that we have you. The too big guy, grab that water heater. Let's go. Love having you too. So no, 6'4" is what, 6 inches taller than me. I mean, I may have to duck to get it all in there, but no, there's great things that you're going to be able to do. You need to ask yourself, am I willing to learn this and go all in? And do I want to be the best? Because if you want to be the best, right now, you said you're in your 40s, mid-40s. 10 years from now, you could be a company owner, mid-50s, making great money. And you'd be like, man, I'm glad that I didn't listen to that guy who said I couldn't do this. I'm glad that I listened to Roger who said I should do this. Because the people getting in the trades now, these are going to be your next entrepreneurs. Because with the average age of tradespeople in the United States right now at about 57, 58 years old, a lot of these guys are going to be retiring in the next 6 or 7 years, 7 or 8 years. That puts you in an opportunity to come in, buy a company, slide into a company, or start your own. So no,
Absolutely.
Not too old. Philip, this says, strange keeping it outside. I have it in the basement here. At worst, would have it in the garage. I have some cartridge filters, catalytic carbon, backwashing filter, and a water softener. And, you know, the reason I talk about burying it is there are some like my son's house. He's got a water line coming in. There's no electricity around it. We're not sure where it goes into this house built in the 80s, or we know where it goes in, but we're not sure where it comes up. We can either cut off that line and loop it up through the garage and come back down, which is what we did at my house, and we'll be showing that here pretty soon. Or you say, hey, we can dig a hole right here, bury it here, cut this water line, build a 3-valve bypass, go into it, come out of it, and now we've got filtered water. And you've got one that needs no electricity, no backwash, no nothing.
No electricity, no backwash. Set it and forget it. It's got a 10-year warranty. Filtration and conditioning. It's unstoppable.
It makes it amazing. Yeah. So one more here. Dave says, I appreciate you. Man, you're more than welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Jeremy says, getting into plumbing at 18 and turning 40. Oh, getting into plumbing at 18 and turning 40 this month has been the best decision I ever made.
Yes.
Okay, so you got into it at 18. So you've been doing this 22 years. I love that. Best decision I ever made. I enjoy going to work every day. If you're thinking about getting into the trade, do it. You won't regret it. And that is true. What's the mindset of the owner that comes in that's wanting to grow? What do you tell them to start off offering? Is it the entire system, or is it, look, start with the Halo 5. This is going to be your magic. How do you get people started?
Well, you know, if you're interested in adding a new revenue stream, it first starts with a key team meeting. We get together with the key team. You know, every area is different, Roger. It's just not one product for the whole nation, even though the Halo 5 is our flagship and our best seller. you know, we have a whole family of products, and we match that with a good, better, and best, or we, you know, you want to call it premium, you know, mid-range or value products that, you know, but it's three options. We fit that to where they're located, and we train on the products that they're going to be offering. And but more importantly, we get the technicians competent and confident enough to bring up water quality every day, every call. That's the key.
So right now, I want to give y'all a little hack, a little trick. Go to halowater.com. Go down to what's in my water. All right. Click on that. Put in your zip code, because that is one thing that you can do in every house you walk in. You literally, once you lay the report on the kitchen counter, once you lay your test kit on top of it, and then you tell the homeowner, look, we'll get back to this in a little bit. Let me go ahead and do my whole inspection. Then let's talk about your problem and what we can do to fix it. And then we're going to come back and talk about this and maybe what caused your problem, depending on what it is. That's just an upfront contract of, hey, here's what all we're going to do today.
What's in my water? halowater.com, guys. It's shocking what you see. And 90% of that is all cured by carbon. Halo's got a great proprietary mix of media that's been proven for 20 years to deliver highly filtered alkaline water throughout the home.
And the neat thing about it is, go check your water right now. Because what's in your water where you live is probably the same thing that's in your neighbor's water. Chances are the community you serve is coming out of the same water district. So once you know what's in yours, you normally know what's in theirs. But learning how to go in and look at it and read it. Now, when you walk into somebody's house tomorrow and you're like, man, you ain't gonna believe this. Do me a favor, go to this website, check this, or send them the link from your phone. Go check your water. Let them scan the QR code, however you want to do it, but get them to check and let them know, look, this is third party. This isn't Halo. This isn't me. This isn't anybody. This is a third party that gathers this water quality report from all the water treatment centers across the country and puts the information in there. Now you've got a way to share it with your customers that's going to help you sell some of these every day. Patrick says, half inch. My company is one that does not offer installation of water softener, one of two, filtration systems. I get a lot of customers in the field that inquire about, but I have to tell them we don't. How can I convince my boss to start offering these? And just like we just talked about, go to your manager, go to your boss, and just tell them, say, look, I get asked about water treatment systems all the time. Tell them to come watch this show. I mean, I'm telling y'all right now, sharing this show, you can go down to YouTube right at the bottom, click share, and put in who you want to share it with. And I'm telling you, some of you have bosses that if they saw this, they'd be like, hey, this is something we need to talk about. So it can be done. Now, remember, this video is sponsored by Go High Level. You see the scroller crawling across the bottom. If you want to learn how to market, brand, grow, and expand your company with a CRM, man, talk to me about this. This is a great product. I fell in love with it. I think it's amazing. It's also sponsored by Halo Water Systems.
Whoop, whoop.
Again, another one that, look, I've tried other products. Y'all know me. I try all kinds of different things. This is the system that once I put it in, it hadn't come out. Now, for a video, we're going to upgrade my system, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about that. So stay tuned. Check it out. One more time, how can people get in touch with you and Halo Water Systems?
Well, the easy way is just go to halowater.com or call my Halo team at 800-591-0538 and ask to take the journey. And if your owners want some information, just have them. Yeah, we can get it to them. It's easy to paint by numbers, go to market. And I'm telling you, it doesn't cost them a dime. Tell them to keep their wallet in their pocket. Halo's got the tools. We got the training. We can help you with that new revenue stream. Thank you, guys.
Devin Seals says, I met an industrial water processing guy, or met one once. He called the city water a dookie straw. One side of the country sucks up, pulls it out, and then gets processed and then sent to the other side of the county. Guys, you're about right. Jeremy says, just did a water test in a house we just built with a 2-month-old well, and Lancaster Water Treatment said there wasn't a system they'd recommend that would fix water, and they recommended drilling a new one. I'll tell you what, and I've got some friends that are on well water, and I send them to Halo Water Systems. Glenn has places on there that you can click on and get a water report. You'll literally, they teach you how to clean the jar, clean it, put the water in it, send it off, and they can tell, Glenn's team can tell you then what type filtration system, softener system, combo system, whatever it is that can help get your water where you want it.
And if you have that well water report, share it with the Halo team. Just reach out to us at the 800-591-0538. We take a look at it and see if we got a solution for you.
Perfect. And Chris Rainwater says Halo was founded by a plumbing contractor for plumbing contractors. We're committed to contractors and do not compete against them. We offer a family of products for all of your filtration needs. Chris, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Guys, again, thank you for being here. Happy Saturday to you.
Wow.
If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. If you haven't shared it with somebody that you think needs to know about water filtration, I would love it if you did. And, you know, I'm lucky because I get to do this with y'all every Saturday. I hope that you got value today and understand how this makes you a better plumber, or it can make your company a better plumbing company just by doing amazing things. So, guys, thank each and every one of you for being here today. Glenn, thank you for coming to town. I'm excited about the things we're going to be doing together. I've got a room full of product over here that we're fixing to start installing and playing with and teaching y'all about it, because I really do. I think this is the best water filtration system out there. So if you're looking for anything, go to Halo Water and check it out.